Welcome back to another episode of the Road to Victory podcast. I am your host, Eduardo, and today we are honored to have distinguished guests with us. Welcoming Beatrice Zamfir, a renowned relationship specialist, hypnotherapist, coach. Breakups can be incredibly challenging, leaving us feeling lost, hurt, and unsure of how to move forward. But fear not, because Beatrice Zamfir is here to guide us through the darkness and help us find the light at the end of the tunnel. In this episode of The Road to Victory, we will be discussing how hypnotherapy can be a valuable tool in helping individuals navigate through the challenging process of breakup and healing. Our special guest is a skilled hypnotherapist coach who has expertise in supporting people during this difficult time. She will share insights on how hypnotherapy techniques can assist in the healing process, help individuals let go of feelings for the ex-partner, and address the issues of toxic relationships and breakups. Listeners will gain valuable knowledge on when it's time to seek professional help after a breakup, and how hypnotherapy can be an effective approach in their healing journey. Don't miss this episode as we uncover the power of hypnotherapy in overcoming breakup depression and finding paths towards victory in life and love. For anyone going through a tough time in their relationship or trying to get over someone, this might help. Hello, Beatrice. Welcome to my podcast, The Road to Victory. Thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey and what led you to specialize in this?
Hello, Eduardo. Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. I live in United Kingdom. I'm originally from Romania.
Oh, that's a long time.
I've been working problems or heal after a breakup in the last few years. I've been working with men from all over the world, and I've been specializing in that. To specialize in working with men, before I was working with depression, and I found that working with men that had relationship problems or they're suffering after a breakup and they're not able to move on. That's very fascinating to see how a person can change from, let's say, from when they don't want to live anymore.
Yes.
Change their life and find the love of their life and be happy. And this is really incredible and makes me really happy. So I found that I really like working with men and help them find their ideal relationship and help them find the love of their life. I do have incredible results in working with them, and that's really incredible. That makes me really happy.
The sudden absence of your partner creates a void in your life. Research tells us that loneliness can be deadly. It increases the stress and a risk factor for physical problems such as addiction or heart disease, as well as psychological problems, depression, anxiety, and even suicide. How do I deal with feelings of loneliness after a breakup?
Well, you need to acknowledge your feelings. You know, feelings are the most real thing we have. You need to accept them, acknowledge them, accept them, and articulate them. And what I mean by that, if you know, after a breakup, your self-esteem is down, you feel depressed. People, many times, and especially men, they have that feeling like they don't want to live anymore. I had a lot of these cases, and that's really horrible to see that. So they need to acknowledge their feelings, and they have to feel their feelings until no longer requires to be felt. So if they feel like they need to cry, they have to do that. They don't have to listen to society. You know what everybody says, you are a man, you just have to stay strong, don't cry like a woman, and this is not true. You know, you are a man, but you also have feelings. So you need to accept them, you need to feel your feelings, because you know what happens? If you, let's say, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, your self-esteem is down, your confidence, you don't believe anymore in yourself. And what happens is that so many men, they have that feeling like, I don't even want to wake up in the morning anymore.
Yes.
You have to deal with these feelings. You have to acknowledge them, because you know what happens? Our feelings are like a classroom of children. Unless we acknowledge them and accept them, they will keep screaming at us. So when you try to push down your feelings, when you're feeling down and you try to push them down with, let's say, alcohol, food,
Yes.
shopping, drugs, and some porn addiction and so on, you know what happens? They just feel good in the moment. But all these feelings, they regroup and come back stronger. And what happens is when they come back stronger, then they would have all this like depression, they feel down, they're feeling down, they just feel like they have no motivation to move on in their life. So we need to find out what is the reason beneath these feelings, what it is that is making them feel this way, and help them regain their confidence back and heal the trauma that they've been through, because also maybe there is a reason why they may have had these problems in their relationships before and what led them to break up. So we need to work on all of this.
You have to acknowledge your feelings so you can treat them, right? Because
This,
we,
this is one of
we
them that will help you feel better, when you're feeling down. But deep down, there is a reason way from the past, maybe for something that have happened in their childhood. Because all of these also relationship problems, maybe the attachment, or
yes,
there are so many issues that people are going through and they don't acknowledge them.
sure.
So
You say about attachment. Our attachment can play a significant role in keeping us stuck. For example, if we have an anxious attachment, we may cling to our partner and tolerate mistreatment in the hopes of getting their love again and validation. How can one deal with the fleeting feelings of love and attachment for my ex-partner after a breakup?
they also need to, first of all, they need to ask for professional help, but also they need to have connection with people that they love, with their loved ones, and let's say friends, or maybe if you have family close to you, you need to get that connection with people, because we are all born to find connection. And what happens when we are rejected? Then you get into that feelings like of loneliness, you feel depressed, you feel like no one will love
Rejection.
you. And so you need to search for connection, go out, go and exercise. That's very important. You know how much can help exercise with depression? And because you release stress, you release all of these feelings of, and then you get good feelings. Do something nice for someone. This is like you're biohacking your mind. When you're doing something kind, nice for someone, that helps you feel happy.
Oh, that's
Hug someone.
help.
Touch is really important. We need to have connection with people in person. It's not just you are seeing them through a screen like nowadays, but you need to have that connection with people in person. Just a hug, let's say a day, you hug a person, that will help you feel better, because we have something on our palms that when you touch someone, that will help you feel better. It's like senses. It's like touch the skin of someone. You need to get that connection in person with people and spend time with people you love and exercise and eat healthy and do the things that you always wanted and you didn't have the time before.
Sure.
Self-care, self-love. Stop criticizing yourself and beating yourself up, because that only leads to depression, that only leads to low self-esteem, not believing in yourself. And what happens when you have low self-esteem? It's going to affect everything in your life, not just relationships, but relationships with everyone around you, your work, your career, everything in your life. So praise yourself. That there is nothing in the world that will boost your self-esteem more than your own praise. Because when your boss is praising you, they might have an agenda. When the person that is dating you, they're praising you, they might have an agenda too. But then when you are doing it, then your mind goes, oh, this must be true. I'll act upon it. Because one of the rules of the mind is that our mind is listening to whatever we tell it and will act upon it. So you need to be very clear and precise with your mind what you really want. You want to be happy. You want to
our
be healthy.
inside is a reflect of our outside, right?
Yes.
Can you share a success story of a client who has able to heal and move on from a breakup?
Yes, well, I had hundreds of clients, but there is a story recently that made me really happy. So I worked with the client that he came to me. He was in a very bad state. He was just coming out from a toxic relationship. He was married with that person. And then that person was toxic. Then he was also, let's say, abused in his childhood. His mother was narcissistic. So he was exposed to narcissistic abuse. And that led him to be attracted by that toxic woman. And he didn't know why before working with me, he was always attracted by these kind of toxic women. But then what happens that marriage was horrible because he was such in a bad state after when I started working with him. He just felt like I would never trust anyone. I would never find love. No one will ever love me. No one is even listening to me. No one is even replying to my messages. And then what happens is I didn't listen to him. I said, that's okay. There is a reason why you're believing all of this. And I knew that there must be something deeper than that. So I worked with him. Yes. And then, yeah, he had an incredible transformation.
Beautiful. You talk about, yes.
He texted me and he said, I think I found the one. And I'm very, very happy, and was love at first sight, and we love each other. And last week, he sent me another message. He said that he proposed her, she accepted, and now they will do the wedding, and they are deeply happy. They love each other. He finally found a great person. He is now attracted to women who are amazing, who are great people, who are good, who are kind, who are genuine, not anymore toxic people. So what happens when we treat all of these issues? You don't even like anymore that toxic people.
You talk about toxic relationships. What are some signs a relationship is toxic and unhealthy?
When they are trying to control you, when they are trying always to try to make you feel bad about yourself.
Sure.
When even if you do something, they always say is your fault. They are always trying to make you look bad in front of other people.
What advice do you have for someone who may be struggling to recognize or accept that they are in a toxic relationship?
They have to look for these signs. They have to see if the other person is always trying to make them feel bad about themselves. If that person is never assuming that, they're making mistakes. They have to look for all these signs.
All the signs. Awesome. Breakups can have a way of making you feel that your whole life has been ending. A relationship can cause us to question everything, who we are, what we are, where we are, what we are in this world, and whether we have any worth. How do you help your clients build resilience and regain their self-confidence after a breakup?
So I've been trained in a few styles of therapy, like rapid transformational therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and advanced conversational hypnosis, which I am a trainer now, and I'm training other therapists in that, which is really incredible. So we're gonna dive deep into the problem and find out the root cause of the problem, what it is that's making them feel making them feel attracted by a toxic person. And so find the real reason and heal that, and heal. Maybe they have trauma from their past, maybe their childhood. We need to find out the real reason, and after that heal that, and then this works like you reprogram their mind. And after that, they will start to feel differently. They will start to think differently. First, they change in their mind, and then they will start to change in their reality. And they will not like anymore these kind of people, these type of toxic people. And they will start believing in themselves, and they will regain the confidence that they always had, that they had when they were born, because we all had that. But somewhere along the way, you lost it because of something that has happened to you.
How can hypnotherapy can assist in the healing from a breakup and overcoming the emotional pain associated with it?
We're gonna get to the pain, to the unconscious mind, because hypnotherapy, it helps to change from your mind. You're gonna change at an unconscious level, and you know we are on autopilot. Once you change at an unconscious level, then you're gonna start thinking differently. So what happens is that, let me give you an example. After the session, our mind is searching for solutions. It's like you're going to different shops, try different outfits until you're gonna find the right outfit for you. That's how our mind is searching for solutions until it finds the right solution. And then what happens is that once your mind finished processing, then when your mind finds the right solution for you, that's how you're gonna become for the rest. You're gonna be for the rest of your life. Confident, secure within yourself, not accepting any more toxic people in your life, and putting yourself first, or whatever the case may be. What is that person? Because there are so many issues, but we're gonna dive in and start from there.
What role does self-care play in the healing process, and what are some practical self-care practices you recommend?
Start loving yourself and putting yourself first. That's the most important, because the longest relationship we'll ever have is with ourselves, not with your parents, not with your partner, not with your siblings. It's with yourself. You're gonna be on this earth with yourself until the day you're not gonna be anymore on this world. So start giving yourself self-care, praise, take care of yourself, your mental health, go and meet friends, go and do some nice things for yourself, spend time with people that you love and they love you.
Fix yourself first, and then you can fix another person, right?
Yes, because we change from inside out, and that's the most important. When you're doing that, then everything is going to change in your life. Seek professional help.
Yes. When you think it's time to seek professional help? When you think someone needs professional help?
Anytime, but especially when if they've been to a recent event, bad event, a breakup, trauma, and they feel like they don't even want to wake up in the morning, they need to ask for help, because you know what happens? People who are depressed, they have this belief, there is no solution for me. I will be like this for the rest of my life, which is not true. But they have to work on that, and they have to change, and they have to seek professional help. And I know, and my clients and everyone can tell, I've been nominated one of the best therapists in London in 2023.
Awesome. Wow. Impressive.
And in August 2023. And I know that this is really incredible and have changed hundreds of lives, just myself in the last 2 years. And it works very fast. So I know I can help them, and they will see the results. They just have to send me a message, and we're gonna have a conversation and help them and hear their story, their problem, and tell them how I can help them.
Sure. What advice do you have for someone who's struggling to let go for the ex-partner and move on forward with their life after a breakup?
They need to understand one thing. If, let's say, maybe someone left you or something has happened and that relationship didn't work, it's because that person wasn't meant for you. And you know what happens? That so many people, they cannot move on after a breakup because they believe, oh, that was the love of my life. That's why they're not being able to move on. But they have to think about that and really ask themselves, what is that person did for them that made them believe that that was the love of their life? Or you know what happens so many times that men and women too, they put that person on a pedestal and they just, oh, this is, I'm going to look up. No, you have to question yourself. What is that person did for me that I would look up at them and put them first in my life and believe that, oh, this is the love of my life? You have to question everything and make sure that, okay, is this the person for me? Is this person really the right person for me? And so if they will notice that maybe that person harmed them, then they will not believe anymore, oh, I don't think I really wanted to be with this kind of person. That's why they need to seek professional help, because they cannot see all of these things. And someone have to show them. And they need to question themselves what it is that's making me feel so bad, what it is about this person. But you know what happens? That so many times when they be in a toxic relationship, toxic abuse, narcissistic relationship, people, men, women, they don't have any more confidence. Their confidence is down, their self-esteem is down, they're feeling very depressed, they don't believe in themselves, and they believe they were the problem, when in fact they were not. But they have to seek professional help.
Can hypnotherapy help individuals identify and break patterns that may have contributed to the breakup or toxic relationship?
Yes, definitely. So many times people are acting on autopilot, let's say, and they are doing things on autopilot without even knowing. Like, maybe, let's say, if they are not feeling good enough for that relationship, unconsciously, they will do things without even knowing to break that relationship, because unconsciously they don't believe that they are worthy of that person that they are with. So they will just self-sabotage their relationship. So they need to break these patterns and change them and rewire their mind at an unconscious level, so then they'll be able to think differently and act differently, so they will not do any more of these things.
You have to identify your problems, right? And then work on it. How can someone break through self-limiting beliefs and open themselves up to new possibilities and love?
Break limiting beliefs.
Yes. So many times we are the problem because we think, very negative about even ours for.
They have to seek professional help, because themselves they cannot do it. They will not be able to do it themselves, because they have to work with a specialist, with someone that knows about that, and help them break these patterns and these beliefs and rewire their mind and help them heal and, be able to reactivate the person that they've been once. Because they all had that confidence, they all had that self-belief, they all had that self-esteem. It's just that somewhere along the way, they've lost that. Something has happened in their life and they lost that. And what happens is that what you had once, you can reactivate, remanifest. You can get it back. Get back the confidence that you were born with. Lie to your mind, cheat to your fear, and get back the confidence you're born with.
How can someone avoid repeating the same mistakes in relationships and continuously grow?
If they are making the same mistakes in their relationships.
Yes. Sometimes.
If they're making the same mistakes in their relationships over and over again, and they're seeing that this is happening over and over again, they have to change that. There are some patterns that is making them do that. And they are doing it unconsciously. It's not even their fault. They have no idea why. But they have to find out why they are doing this. Why they have these beliefs. Why they are doing this sabotage. They self-sabotage their relationship. Why they are doing all of this on autopilot, because their unconscious belief, it's like, I don't deserve that, therefore I'm going to make sure I'm gonna get rid of it. So therefore they will start doing things on autopilot, will break that relationship. So they have to break these patterns.
They need to acknowledge their issues, right? What are some effective ways to build trust in relationships?
To build trust.
Yes.
Through the same values, to have connection with that person, to trust each other, to have empathy towards the other person, and truly be honest with each other. Have connection, have intimacy. You know, best friend chemistry, you know, I'm not saying you're going to shopping each other with each other. That's what I mean by that best friend chemistry is that if something will happen to you, let's say you get sick, or you had problems, maybe you are fired from your job, or you need help. That's how you know that the other person has your back. The other person will be there for you always.
Additionally, a romantic breakup serves as a value lesson in recognizing what we really want and need in a relationship. It offers us the opportunity to reevaluate our values and expectations and priorities, but more clearly understanding our own desires and preferences. We are better equipped to pursue relationships that align with our authentic selves. Through this process, we learn to prioritize our own happiness and well-being, setting the stage for more fulfilling future partnerships. A romantic breakup, although initially painful, can be a catalyst for self-improvement and self-discovery. It allows us to reconnect with ourselves, learn value lessons, and develop resilience. As the Dalai Lama wisely says, sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of love. So let's embrace the positive aspects of our breakup and use them as a springboard to a brighter, more fulfilling future. As we reach at the end of another enlightening episode of The Road to Victory, we want to take a moment to express our gratitude for your continued support and engagement today. We had the pleasure of hosting the incredible Beatrice Zamfir. Beatrice shared valuable insights on how to navigate the difficult journey of getting over a breakup. Her expertise and compassionate approach shed light on the healing process, offering practical tips and strategies to reclaim your power and inner strength. We have included the links to Beatrice Zamfir's social media page in the description below, where you can find additional resources and connect with her directly. Please find the links to Beatrice Zamfir in the podcast description. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, be sure to give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more empowering content. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Remember, you have the power to create the life you desire. Stay positive, attract abundance, and until next time,